Oh, you do look good.
Hello and welcome to Cognitions Speaking the Unspeakable with JP.
And Stacy D. And Mr. Walker, why you didn't tell us we was on the air?
You were counting it down.
You was the one counting it down.
But usually you don't pay me no attention.
D, you ain't never started the show off right though. Let's just get that out. You always either blow into the microphone or saying something. D, you ain't good with starting off the show.
I guess not.
I'm JP Craddock, and I am here with the one and only, the lovely Miss Stacy D. Love. We're broadcasting here on KUAW Radio, which stands for Knowledge, Understanding,
And wisdom.
and Wisdom. You can also catch us on FM 100.5, KOJH, Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, and TuneIn. If you have any questions or anything for the show, feel free to call in 816-599-6893. D,
What?
what's your check-in? What's your check-in for
Okay,
today?
you guys. I have a couple of check-ins, and I'm going to make them real short, okay? First check-in, the guy that I met in the parking lot at the concert. We're going on our first date tonight. Woo-woo.
Oh, wait. This is the guy that rolled up on you while you was with the other guy.
Right.
Who decided he was going
I
to walk
gave him my
fast.
number.
Oh, yeah. Remember, she didn't give the number in front of her guy.
I guess I did.
No, you said that you went to the bathroom later
went to the
at
bathroom, sitting in the
the
bathroom.
concert, and you
Yeah.
ran into him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if y'all would have exchanged numbers in front of that man, it probably would have turned into a situation.
He probably would have taken me home.
Yeah. Immediately, because you would have been able to sit in that seat at the concert.
I probably would. I wouldn't have had a seat. He had the tickets.
Wait a
Would've been
minute,
like,
the other
too
guy, was he
bad.
by himself?
You know, a lot of single men goes to those type of concerts.
He was
because
by himself.
Yeah, because women love going
To
to that
meet a
concert,
woman.
To meet a woman.
I try to encourage more people to do things by themselves. You have to be very secure within yourself
I do it all
to
the
go
time.
to. And let me tell you, most people won't even eat in a restaurant by themselves.
Oh, I do that all the time.
Let's talk about this for just a minute. That is a sign of a type of insecurity where you're not comfortable within yourself. Because you're afraid that everybody's looking at you as if you don't have any friends. Ain't nobody paying attention to you in the restaurant. When you are in the restaurant eating by yourself, don't nobody give a damn about you. Because think about it, when you're in a restaurant, D, with people, do you be looking at the people who eating by themselves and saying, "Oh, they don't have no friends"?
Not at all. How about I
You don't even
go to
notice
the
them.
restaurant to be by myself, but if they sit me by someone, they'll start talking to me. I'm by myself. Leave me alone. How
See,
about
that don't happen to me. Because
happens to
when
me a
I'm in the
lot.
restaurant by myself, I'm eating and taking care of business on the phone. And so
Yes.
people don't buy. I don't mind going to.
They
I'll
don't
go
bother
watch
me.
a movie by myself.
Oh, I used to do that a lot.
Yes.
I don't have to share my popcorn.
Well, the insecurity is not a word that would be used in a sentence with Stacy D anyway. So
Oh,
this is
okay.
not. You ain't ever had them kind of problems. You always been very secure within the D.
Within the D, I do.
If
I
the
do.
D don't love nothing else, she loves the D.
And my children and my grandchildren
Before the D.
before the D.
Yes. Okay. So that's interesting because there are levels of security. Let me say that. You have to be secure within yourself to go to a restaurant by yourself. And then the next level is to be able to go to the movies by yourself, which nobody's paying attention to you when you by yourself in the movies. And those of us who have kids, like, you got to decide, okay, who going to take the baby to the cartoon so that I can go see the R-rated movie?
Then you got to deal with getting up, going to the bathroom all the time with the babies. Oh, no.
Yes, it's like, look, it's your turn to go watch that cartoon. I'm about to go watch people shooting and cussing. And so that's the next level. A concert is on a whole nother level
I went to
of being
many
secure.
concerts by myself because there's a certain place I like to sit. And a lot of people don't want to pay the kind of money
To sit there.
to sit where I want to sit at.
And in those front seats, in those front rows, it be a lot of single seats.
Yeah, it does.
Because those are people who are like, I want to see this artist. My friends can't afford these
I'm
seats.
sorry, y'all.
And I ain't sitting up in the balcony
Not
with
doing
my
that.
broke friends.
Not doing that. Because I was right there two-stepping, because they had a two-stepping floor. Here go the stage, here to go the
Oh,
first
really?
level. The first,
that's nice.
Because it was basically an old school two-stepping thing, yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yep, then they had a floor back in
a
the back.
little dance floor.
Yeah, so then they had a floor back in the back for the other people that sits in the back.
Wow.
hmm
That's nice.
That was really nice.
But the D, you are pointing out something that if you are wanting and willing to pay a lot of money for a concert ticket, you might end up having to go by yourself.
I do it all the time.
Because some people, and it's not always that they don't have the money.
Case
They
in
just
point.
ain't willing to pay it for who you want to see and pay that much money for.
Case in point, I'm going to Essence again this year. Haven't been in a minute, so I'm going this year.
Terry goes every year.
She goes every year. I know. I haven't been in about 10 years.
It's
And-
been longer than that for me. We used to go
Really?
every year.
I know.
Love
the
Essence.
Boy, you could just.
This is their
Kick it.
something anniversary.
I think it's what 50 or
Yeah, this is like gonna
75
be
or
a
something
big
like
show.
It's gonna be exactly. So
We should round up a bunch of people and go.
it's quite a few of us are going, but I'm not sitting with anyone.
Cause you up close.
I'm up close and personal.
I can't imagine what Essence tickets cost now.
Well, they have it was a
Cause they was
3-day.
high back in the day.
They have a 3-day pre-sale for the average tickets was going like $500.
What's average?
Like, okay, so you have the floor, and then you have that part that's right there above the floor.
Cause I ain't never sat far back at Essence. The
'Cause there's no
venue's too
sense-
big to sit far back.
It is. So if I can't be in the first five rows on the floor, I'll go up.
Up so you can see.
So I can see.
Because
or
on the
be
floor,
close to a jammertron or whatever them things called.
you just pointed out something really good. People think, "Ooh, I got floor seats." Not all
mean
floor
nothing.
seats are good because
A
it's
whole lot of floor seats are not good.
It's level on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
and so everybody whose hair is big,
Or if they want to stand up, because them first 5 seats, no, you don't stand up. You gotta go back to the back.
and
I pay this type of money so I can sit here and enjoy it.
and when you on the floor, you have to stand up the whole time.
Mhm.
Now
It-
at Essence,
back.
we talking hours
Hours
of concert.
hours.
You will be so tired. You'll be exhausted from standing up for hours and hours at Essence. So you're right, D. Because I never thought about it. Because we always sat kind of close. But for those of you who are going to Essence, if you are not, the D says first 5 rows. I'm thinking you'll still be able to see if you in the whatever the first little section is.
in the middle,
which
not
might
on the
be
end.
what, about 10, 15 rows, maybe.
I don't go that far back. I don't go that far back.
I think you would be able to see at that. If you further back than that, big hair, you're not gonna see nothing.
Now the only
you
way
might
that
as well
I
be on
will,
that first level up, where you looking down and you can see everything.
the only way that I'll do that on the floor is if I'm at like the Midland, because their floor seats do go up a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because it's technically really not a floor.
Because that ain't floor if it's
It's
going
not floor,
up.
but they still right there, but they go up.
Uh-huh.
And then you have the
They
atrium.
eliminated floor, basically.
Yeah, so then they have the atrium.
That's the way to
So
do it.
I might do 10.
Well, because that's a venue that's just for shows.
Yes.
See, these venues that are for shows and basketball games and this and that and this and that, that floor is used for some of these athletic events. So when they have like a concert or something, they putting seats down there and you can't see. Actually, one time, me and Nadine, we were in that first section. One time when Mary J was there, and it was good. It was good. But if Patty or Janet is at Essence, I got to be down there close where I can see. I ain't had my eye surgery yet. I got to be close.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. So the guy that you met while with another guy, when is the first date?
It's tonight.
Ooh.
We're doing Taco Tuesday somewhere. He's gonna
Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday. Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah, I've been putting
Wait a
them
minute.
off.
If
Been
y'all go
putting
eat
them off.
tacos, y'all should eat. Y'all might as well eat authentic tacos right up the street.
Where?
What is that? Martini Corner.
That's where I think that's where we are.
That's the
I
place
told you
to
the
go.
place where we were going.
And the place called Barrio. That's the place that you probably don't remember. We used to go there.
Did we?
Yes,
Back in the
me
day?
and you and Kenny, we used to go there, but it wasn't called that.
It sure was.
It was called something else. But they got the in the front where they can open it all the way up. They got I was just passing by there and reminiscing because they do got some good food,
It's back in the day.
and I think it's authentic.
Back in the day.
All right, D. So
So that was one check-in. You see how you get
what's the
all up
other
in the middle of
check-in
my
though? Because you had
check-ins?
something else.
I do. Okay. And then the guy who I went to the concert with, who I said was rude and not a gentleman. And I don't care if you are listening on and you do not know the address of the station and you're not invited.
Because he gonna show up and
And you're
cuss
not
the D
invited.
out.
Because he gonna text me, I need to come on there and tell my version.
Well, tell him come on and tell his version.
Come on.
He come tell his version.
Where you at?
Because did he say that anything you said was incorrect?
No, he just said he wants to tell his version.
Okay, because all you were saying is that he walked off and left you.
Yeah, he wasn't a gentleman.
And he doesn't open the door.
Exactly.
What does he want to come on and say? Unless he's coming on to say, that's not true. I didn't leave you.
Oh, he left me. Because I would not have met Cecil.
And he listened to the show and found out
Yeah, and now
that you
stalking.
met this man,
Listen, now you
got
stalking
his
me.
number, and going out on a date.
Oh, well. Okay, so the third thing is, you guys, guess what? The D really tries to be cool and laid back, and I'm a different type of person. I'm on the assembly line.
Explain what that means. Do you explain it?
Okay, the assembly line is that God is working on me to make me a better me.
And people use that term when they done got old enough that they goods is reaching the end of the line.
JP, whatever.
So the D trying to get into heaven.
Hey, I'm in
She
there.
don't want to mess nothing up.
I'm in there. So, okay, so I really haven't talked about this, you guys, but my building where my businesses are,
Where my old office was.
Yeah, where your old office
Uh-huh.
was.
I'm thinking about renting another office over there.
You can't.
What do you mean? It's full?
No. It just got deemed unfit.
The building?
Yes. The owner of the building, yeah, this is some tea.
There's a bank in that building.
The bank has left
When?
like maybe 4 months ago. So let me tell you the backstory on this building. The backstory is If you're white, it's right. He owned the building. He paid the building off and then got this crazy amount to fix the building and make it modern, like 8.5%, $8.5 million loan is what he got.
Because it had a restaurant on the first floor and everything.
Yeah, that's gone. But that was gone before I came. So, because the air conditioning don't work, we don't have any hot water. That's what made it unfit. Yeah. The heat, we can do heat. I can buy some heaters. That's no big thing. I can do a little cold. I can't do the heat with the air conditioning.
But you said the air conditioning ain't working.
Yeah, the air conditioning.
You gonna be up in there sweating.
Let me finish, please. So anyway, he got all this money to do this renovation on the building. He got approved for it. He has not made a payment in over a year.
He ran off with the money.
So
and didn't do anything.
Exactly. So evidently everybody else was already seeing. No.
Okay, because that sounds like some Trump mess.
It does sound like some Trump mess, don't it? But anyway, so he haven't made a payment in over a year. So now the bank came in. So a lot of people have moved. Mind you, they can't tear the building down because it's a historical, what they call that?
It's not a bad looking building. It's a historical landmark.
Thank you, historical landmark. So they can't tear the building down. So it's in that big old building. It's only 6 tenants in there.
Shut up.
And I should have known something because, people were moving out. So me, when we get the letter like 5 months ago, I'm like, we're going to ride it out. We ain't got to pay no rent. We're going to ride it out.
Oh, what did the letter say? Get out of this building?
Basically,
it's being sold? What?
No, he actually wrote a letter that says he don't know what's going to happen, but for some unforeseen, hell, it ain't unforeseen. You didn't pay the doggone note.
You didn't pay. They foreclosed on it.
They foreclosed on it. I should have known something when the cleaning crew stopped cleaning.
Oh.
We've been cleaning our own stuff. But
No.
Yeah, he wasn't paying them.
Okay, everybody.
I'm gonna talk to him.
Those of you who are, because a lot of our people are not
In the
from Kansas City
area.
This is a significant story because not only is this a national landmark, this is a nice build. Like it was a bank in there and everything when I was there. It's on 7th and State.
No,
and
8th. Well, it's 753 State Avenue.
I'm like, that's
but it's 7th because 7th Street run this way, then 8th Street run this way. So the building is like right there. So
do you notice everybody leaving?
Yeah, I'm gonna ride it out though. I ain't gotta pay no rent. I'm gonna ride it out.
Until when? It's only 6 people in the whole building.
Hey, guess what? The other 5 is riding it out worse than me. So then the bank come in and says, okay, you guys, we're going to try to keep you guys in here. We're going to try to sell the building. Now, this is what the bank said. We're going to try to sell the building. No one else is on a lease in there. They're just month to month. So they've been there for years. So
those are established business.
Yeah, so they're not paying that much anyway. Just think the lease ran out probably 10 years ago when you were there.
Wow.
So, share market rent on commercial 10 years ago is half the amount. Right now I'm paying I'm paying like $25 square footage.
Here's what might happen. If you stay and they sell the building, whoever comes in is going to renovate it, but you'll get to pay your same rent.
Yeah, because I'm the only one that's under contract. That's under a lease.
Can they raise the rent on the month-to-month people?
Yeah, they could. But
really?
Yeah, but hold on a minute. So it's only, like I said, it's only 6 tenants there. Like literally 6 tenants there. The dentist office, remember the dentist office?
I know it's a dentist office up in there. They never leave.
They're still there. So they get mad because there's a possibility that their rent might go up and they don't have any hot water and they don't have a custodian and they don't have air conditioners. We all have those. We got those.
What? How is a dentist practice running without hot water? I ain't going to no dentist that can't sterilize the equipment.
Well, they have sterilized
Oh, they got
equipment,
machines.
to do that. Yeah.
They need hot water for something. How they washing their hands before
We
putting them
can't.
all up in people's mouths?
They got on gloves. Okay, so anyway, they get mad. I'm gonna send you. We were actually on the news. I'm gonna send it to you, JP.
Really?
Yeah, we were on the news because they called Action, whatever, one of them news channels, and then they called code enforcement.
Ooh.
So code enforcement came down there. I mean, we gotta go to court
Wow.
on the 11th.
Why you gotta go?
I don't have to go, but I'm going. I'm moving tomorrow though, but still I'm going.
So you gonna move?
I'm moving tomorrow.
I thought you was gonna ride it out.
I was until code enforcement got in it. If code enforcement come in and they do a judgment on the 11th, we have until Friday to get out.
Oh.
They're going to lock the building down. I don't want them locking the building down with my files and everything.
That's a waste of a big and nice building.
But it has went down because he didn't do anything to the building. So anyway, when we moved in there, we got office furniture from another building that was closed, another office that was closing. So we got all these big old boardroom tables, and
For
we
free?
had it for free. And I'm like, hell yeah, we taking that. So, but our office wasn't big enough for everything. So the building manager, Larry, who was probably there when you was there because he'd been there forever, and he was like, oh, don't worry about it, Stacy. The basement is as big as the building. As it was the whole
Plenty of
thing.
room.
Yeah. He was like, we're just taking it in the basement. Okay, so I'll go down there with the new building manager, Darnell. He's my buddy. Ain't none of my stuff down there.
Somebody stole your stuff.
We don't know what happened to it. None of it's down there. So then I'm been talking to the security guard.
Probably the
talking-
same one that was there when I was there.
No, he's
Ages
gone.
ago.
They gone.
Oh, okay.
They gone. They wasn't getting paid.
Oh,
So,
bad.
so now they got this another security guard probably not paying him, but because it was literally retired KCKPDs that was security guard
Mhm.
because of the bank.
Yeah,
Okay, so now since the bank's not there, they don't have to have
security.
they don't have to have armed security.
Oh,
Because
so
the
now they're
bank's not
using
there.
regular security guards.
Mhm. Yeah.
Ah.
So he was like, "Oh, I've been talking to Lisa, and da 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 da." And so we're moving tomorrow. So when I came in, I'm like, "Hey, have you talked to Lisa?" Because he talks to her all the time because that's who employs him.
Mhm.
And he was like, "Yeah." So anyway, the D. I go up in there and call Lisa myself, which she's over the building. And I was like, "Hey, Lisa, we went downstairs. I went down there with Darnell. All of our stuff is gone. Da 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 da." And she's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "This building is the edge of hell." That's what that's what the bank is calling this building now, edge of hell, because they thought they fixed the water pipes.
That's the name of a haunted house here in Kansas
Yeah.
City. y'all.
They call themselves fixing the pipes, and guess what?
Please say they
Stuff
didn't
start-
burst.
This
No.
other stuff started busting. So then they turned that off. So then they fixed that part up. Then they turned it on, and then it started busting out on one of the floors.
It's not cold enough for that. Why are these pipes bursting?
Because they're old, and he got that money and didn't do what he was supposed to have been doing.
He spent that damn money. He
Yeah,
ain't
he did
even
what he
in the
wanted to.
country, probably.
Probably not.
$8 million.
8.5.
He's out of the country.
And they said it's not the first time that he done that. Okay, so anyways, so I'm finna round it up, you guys. So with that being said, Lisa said, "Okay, Stacey." I was like, "No problem. I'm gonna go because I don't have keys to the other offices that left stuff. The bank left a lot of stuff, and a lot of the people that left, they left a lot of stuff.
The
So
bank, did they leave furniture?
yes,
That's going to be good furniture.
yes.
Forget your crap that was in the basement. You need to go to grab the
Yes.
bank's furniture.
Yes. Yes.
Get some of me.
So I have her on speakerphone, and she's like, "Hey, Daniel, let Stacey go in there and tag what she want because they're moving tomorrow, so they can just move it on with it. Take pictures of it and send it to me, and we're done with it." Now, Daniel done told me that they have a listing of what's in there. Lisa's like, "I ain't been in that place." So then he gets mad. I'm like, "Okay, Daniel, let's go in there." He's like, "I ain't taking you nowhere."
He said that to who? To you?
Yeah.
The maintenance guy?
the security guy.
The security guy.
So I was like, you just heard your boss told you that. Well, it's under my discretion. Spell it.
If it was under his discretion, he would have said so when she told him to do it.
Yeah.
He talking big after she walked
Hung
off.
up. Yeah. And he's like, I just feels like you went behind my back. I was like, Ian, what you talking about behind your back? I'm a business owner. I have to do what's best for my business. You're nothing but a security guy. How many initials you have behind your name? None.
Oh, here we go. Oh, this got unpleasant.
So see, well, I just feel like now you're being disrespectful to me. I'm like, no, you ain't saying disrespectful. Take me where she told you to take me to, and we can just deal. I'm not dealing with you at all. So before I know that, I done called him a band and a P, and
Oh, wow.
do you know what a band is?
No. I know what a P is, D. Now, if you back to cussing,
Mr. Ward.
there's back to
Mr.
cussing.
Walker, you
and
know
then
what a
there's that.
band is? A band. What begins with B? That's a bad
Besides-
word to begin with B.
Besides female dog, what?
Female dog, and you sitting on your A. N.
D.
What?
When's the last
And
time
I was
you
walking
cussed?
up on him too.
When's the last time you cussed, D?
It's been a long time.
You was able to come back to cussing and was full strength, like you
Nah, I
ain't took
wasn't
a
full
break
strength.
from cussing.
I didn't really. I wasn't saying none of the other words. I just called him them names.
You called it
And
the
then I
P
told him,
word.
what you want to do? And I started
D.
walking up on him. Then he just started walking back and forth. I'm like, you ain't got to walk back and forth, dude.
Oh
So he said, I don't like how you disrespect me. And by that time, my business partner done come out, and she's like, oh, my God, what's going on? I was like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And she was like, she being disrespectful to me. She went behind my back and da-da-da-da-da.
Why is he taking it personally? He doesn't own any of the stuff.
Nothing.
He's just the security guard. So why is he acting
Nothing.
territorial?
Exactly. Control.
Weirdo.
I forgot to call him a weirdo. Controlling. Men think
Over furniture
women-
that he doesn't own.
Men think that women are always damsels in distress. No, we're not.
No, this isn't about being a damsel in distress. There was furniture left by the bank, which is going to be some good furniture, and you need to get it loaded onto a truck.
He was trying to be control. He wanted to be the big guy. Stacey, I talked to Lisa, and she said you can have da-da-da-da-da. Dude, you took too long. It took me a 5-minute phone call with Lisa. And she's like, oh, yeah, go get whatever you want.
You should have called Lisa back.
Oh, I did.
What did she say?
She said, Daniel, his name is Daniel. Daniel, let Stacey
If
get
we
in
knew
there
his last name, we'd say it. Go
heel.
ahead.
She said, she said,
I was kidding.
oh. She said, Daniel, let Stacey get in there and get what she needs, please. He tells her, well, I just really feel violated and disrespected and da-da-da-da-da.
God.
So then I also called the head maintenance man because he's over Daniel. He told him, man, go on, stop acting petty and let Stacey on up in there. He said, why are you even tripping anyway? It's not your stuff. You should just open up and let her get whatever the hell she wanted to get anyway.
Right.
Period.
Let's discuss.
It shouldn't have had to even
We're gonna
went this
discuss
far.
the psychology behind this real quick. This security guard
Security guard.
is suffering from a little bit of an inferiority complex because he did
LBD. He said it was from LBD.
not LBD. What's that, D?
Little bitty.
Oh, D, stop. Mr. Walker. Mr. Walker.
LBD.
I'm telling on the D. Mr. Walker, get ready for censorship.
I ain't said
D is
nothing.
doing too much. And Mr. Walker ain't even paying attention, so he don't even know he should be alarmed. Oh my goodness. Listen, but because he did not live up to whatever he thought was his fullest potential, Which
and
for
he
him
has
could have been,
asked me to go on a date several times. Yeah.
which for him, he's a security guard. He probably never made it to being an actual police officer or whatever other higher levels of aspiration that he may have had. And so now he has an exaggerated sense of self-importance, and he's exerting authority in areas that are stupid and ridiculous and nonsensical. Like, he trying to have authority over furniture that a bank left in an office.
Well, he should just open
So he can
like,
feel
whatever y'all
important.
want, y'all get. Because no one has did an inventory of nothing. I mean, this is the bank that just got it like 30 days ago, if 30 days ago. They ain't coming down here. They don't care about that stuff. They trying to sell this building so they can make their money.
Yeah. Because technically, the new owner owns all the crap that's left in there. But if Lisa told you, go on in there and help yourself to what the bank left, he's trying to be important.
Exactly.
So he feels like you went over his head. He wanted to be the one to give you permission to have the furniture. Oh, it's time for the question of the day.
And
He's
I
an idiot.
let him have it too.
You gonna get that furniture though, right?
Yeah.
Because Lisa said so.
Lisa said so.
Okay, as long as he's checked.
But he still wouldn't let me go. He let my business partner go in there.
Really? See, he's petty.
Oh, that's what the building manager said. Why
He's
are you being
petty.
petty? You're a grown man. Don't act
He's
like
petty.
that. Yeah.
Well, she can't go. She can go.
I called him Petty Betty. Then when I left, I was like, bye, Daniel. And he wouldn't tell me bye.
I'm surprised you didn't call him a petty.
No.
Well, one of
I
them
told
names
you,
that you called him.
I'm not a good cusser like I used to.
Really? Because it sounded like you was doing mighty fine.
I
It
didn't-
sound
I
like,
didn't say
it
a
sound
whole lot
like
of
you
them
ain't
other
missed the
words.
beat on cussing.
I didn't say all them other words, but I just was called him names.
Whew. That's ridiculous. I wish I was still up in there because I sure would have been he'd have been mad at me too. A bank left furniture, I'd have been all up in that furniture.
They
All
had
up in
brand
that
new
furniture.
TVs in there and everything.
It's a bank. If the bank leaves furniture, it ain't gonna be no raggedy furniture.
Not at all.
Okay, let's get to the question of the day, D. Good luck with getting that furniture because
You just dropped something. Oh, I'm getting it.
He's planning to sabotage you.
He better not.
Oh, damn. Okay, I'm gonna get these. I'll get those later. All right. This is part 2.
Part
pulled
2.
a D. I pulled a D of paraphilias, preference, or deviancy.
Preferences, you like it.
Okay, so remember the paraphilias are, we're not going to call them sexual deviancy because we're going over them. And for those of you who partake, we're going to let you decide for yourself. Are you sexually deviant or is it just your preference?
Something you like to do.
It's just what you like to do. Okay, but that's what the paraphilias are, is sexual appetites, sexual
Sexual
indulgences that are a little outside of the norm, to the point that they have ended up as mental health diagnoses in the DSM-5. Okay, that's what we're diagnosing from. Of course, the therapist Bible. We only diagnose officially up in here. Okay, so D, let's start with fraturistic. Now, most people have not heard this term, but
Can you say it again, please?
fraturistic. Oh, and the diagnostic code for this is F65.81. This is something that everyone needs to know because you have quite possibly been a victim of this. But nobody knows what it is. But you're going to know when I read it. You're going to know in a minute. Over a period of at least 6 months, recurrent and intense sexual arousal from touching or rubbing against a non-consenting person, as manifested by fantasies, urges, or behaviors. These are those people who they'll see you, D, and they're turned on, and they'll find a way to. They'll be walking by you in the store, and they'll put a little something on you while they.
That
while
has
they
happened
walk.
to me a lot. Don't you remember that time when we was in? Don't you remember that time when we was in line at Body Works?
What?
You
What?
forgot? You
What
forgot
happened?
when we was at Body Works that time?
What happened? Somebody rubbed against
They
you.
kept on rubbing, and I was just like, y'all, because y'all, I was behind y'all, and I was like, y'all.
You
somebody-
felt what it was.
No, I didn't feel nothing, but I felt their body
All
kept
up on
rubbing
you.
up on me. And then you
Fraturistic.
was the one was like started rolling because it was another woman.
Oh hell! Really?
You don't forgot that.
D, I'm almost as old as you.
Well, I remember things and you don't.
Yeah, I got a bad memory. I had it before I was even old, so it's worse now. I don't remember that. She was fraturistic.
Yes, she
Just
was.
because it's a female, in fact, I'm glad that you gave this example. Do not assume, as we're going over these sexually deviant behaviors, that only men do these things. That is a misnomer. A lot of times people assume only men do that. Only men. No, there's female freaks out there. Okay.
Things come out.
Here's some more. The individual has acted on these sexual urges with a non-consenting person, or the sexual urges or fantasies cause clinically significant distress or impairment in social, occupational, or other important areas of functioning. Now, as we have discussed before, in order for a person to meet the criteria for a diagnosis, it has to be affecting them in some negative way, or in this case, it has to have affected someone else. The D was non-consenting to this woman rubbing up against her.
Non-consenting.
Now, when men do this, they will go so far as to, especially in a crowd, especially you at a concert and it's crowded, and you know how people trying to get through the crowd. It's the kind of thing that you're not even gonna know that they have done it, but it'll be a body part. Just go right on across your booty cheeks, D. Just right on across your booty cheeks, and you don't know because it's a crowd. The same way that people steal from people in a crowd, because when you're in a
That's true.
crowd,
You'll
you
never
can't.
know.
You're not. People are bumping into you. You're not gonna notice somebody taking your wallet out of your pocket or reaching into your purse because your whole body is hell being violated on some level, and so you don't notice. And so people who are fraturistic, they really get this off in crowds. This is something that most people have probably experienced, you just were unaware. The specifiers for this is in a controlled environment, which means if the person is in prison, you have to clarify that they're in prison, and then there's in full remission. But yeah, it's freaky. Okay, D. Sexually deviant, or is that a person's sexual preference?
That's deviant. I don't
That's
like it.
so
it has,
deviant.
It has gotten done to me for so many times.
D, this probably happens all the time.
It does.
You was just at a concert a week or two ago.
Yeah, that didn't happen. I had front row seats. I sit down
Getting
and watch it.
into, you know, when you out in the lobby area trying to go get your drinks,
I don't do that.
it be crowded out there
I don't do that because of that.
because you will get rubbed.
I get
down.
rubbed all the time, and that's because I have a donkey donk. But it doesn't make a difference because it's mine. And
The D's cheeks, your cheeks be in the way, D. They probably not even trying to be fraturistic with you. They like,
oops.
I ain't trying to do nothing, but you
That's
know,
what they.
you got all of that.
That's how they come off with.
You got
That's how-
all that out here. Yeah.
It's mine. Stay off of it.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Even if a woman has cheeks, sizable cheeks like the D's, you can't just be rubbing all up on a woman's
Exactly.
behind like that.
You can't.
You still need to figure out a way to not do that. And I remember at one of them Chiefs parades, it was so crowded. You couldn't even lift your That's how crowded it was.
I don't like those type of places.
The fraturistic people,
I had them a field day.
orgasms back to back, because that's how crowded it was, just rubbing everybody. The problem is if they are a pedophile also, because then
It's major
they're
problems.
rubbing up against people's children, and that's a problem. That's why we didn't take my baby to that thing, and they was
didn't
shooting,
either.
so I'm glad we didn't go.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to the next one. This one everyone
was a
has
quick
heard
one.
of. It was quick and short. Well, it's rubbing up against people. Hell,
Nasty.
it don't take a lot to explain that. Are you frozen or am I frozen?
We both are frozen, but keep going. We're professionals.
That's a bad freeze too. That's a bad damn freeze. That's a bad freeze.
Yeah, that's a bad one for you.
That's me right
Let me
after
take a
somebody done
picture. Let me
rubbed
take
up
a
against
picture.
me.
I got some picture of that one.
That's me. That's my face when I get rubbed up against. Like, what the hell did somebody just do? I know I didn't just feel that.
Yes, you did.
Okay, let's get to sexual. Mr. Walker was all the way across the room. That's what happens. Mr. Walker. Mr. Walker left us frozen
I told
because
you
he's
it's
all the way
hard.
across the
It's
room.
hard about that
Mr.
good
Walker
spouse
manned
and
the
good help.
station.
There you go again. Come on, ADHD. Come on. Come on, ADHD.
Let me tell
Bring
you,
it back.
The
Bring
D
it
is
back.
giving me ADHD.
Bring it back. Bring it back.
I have it now. Everyone knows this one. Sexual masochism disorder. We're getting into the S&M. This is the M in S&M.
The M in S&M.
Diagnostic code is F65.51. Criteria A, over a period of at least 6 months.
All over
Recurrent
6 months.
6 months always. Recurrent and intense sexual arousal from the act of being humiliated, beaten, bound, or otherwise made to suffer as manifested by fantasies, urges, or behaviors. These are people beat me, hurt me,
Choke me.
Coming up. The fantasies, sexual urges, or behaviors cause clinically significant distress, of course.
Yes.
And what did the D just say? Asphyxiophilia, which is erotic asphyxiation, if the individual engages in the practice of achieving sexual arousal related to restriction of breathing. And people have died from that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But here's the thing.
And they just leave them there. They don't even probably call the
Leave 'em
police
there.
on them. Just leave them there.
Leave them there naked. So the diagnostic title for that would be sexual masochism disorder with asphyxiophilia. Let's talk about the asphyxiophilia, the erotic asphyxiation. That is becoming more and more common. I have several friends who they are like, here's what happens. They got choked that first time. Oh, you know somebody who's into this. I'm just not going to go into it. And after the first time, what happens is their breathing is slightly restricted. It intensifies the orgasm. The problem is it intensifies, it's almost immediately addictive like crack. Like they got to have it after that. And so a lot of people who have crossed this line, because usually somebody talked them into it. Somebody who was into it talked them into it. Someone who enjoys choking or who enjoys being choked themselves. But a lot of times it's someone who enjoys doing the choking. They talk their partner into it by convincing them that this is your orgasm is going to be off the chart. You are going to be climbing the green screen when I get through with you. And it ends up being true. And so afterwards, the person is not able to enjoy sex. Oftentimes, this is what happens. They're not able to enjoy sex without the choking. It has ended relationships.
Don't even grab my hair.
The D's like, let alone choke.
Don't
Don't grab my hair and wrap it around my neck. Now the hell you gonna do that? And so,
Wow.
yeah, I have a story to tell you about this. And it's juicy. And so here's the thing, what couples are supposed to do, for those of you, because I know
Safe
that
word.
a lot of our people are like, that's a preference. Ain't nothing wrong with me. Okay, we're not saying there's something wrong with you. You
Something
just like
is
to be
wrong
choked
with
in
you.
order for you to have an orgasm. The D's like, no, it's something wrong with you.
Because I have asthma, and it's hard to
Ooh.
breathe. So I can't imagine.
There's people who wish they couldn't breathe.
Hell no.
Wish. It has ended relationships when they have dated someone who refuses to do it.
Okay.
And so, here's psychologically, let's take a look at this. There is a psychological, of course, there's a psychological, it's a
Always,
diagnosis.
yes.
There's a psychological component because you are enjoying, in order for you to enjoy sex, you are in a life-threatening situation. Even though it is, the idea of it is life-threatening, people have a safe word so that, you know, they don't go too far. But the act of it, it brings violence into the bedroom. And so you have to
Violence.
take a look at where that comes from. Like if
Exactly.
someone came to therapy for this, what we would do is we'd have to go all the way back
All
to
the way back.
childhood to figure out where did pain and sex converge in their life history. At some point, pain and sex were presented on the same platter, and as a result, they are still
Got the
needing.
same good feeling from it.
Sex has to have the accompanying pain. For those people who want to be beat, want to be slapped. Now, mild versions of this are when a person has to be just cursed out during sex. And like, so a woman might be like, call me a B, call me a...
I'm not into that either. That's another preference.
all
or-
these names
No, I don't do all that
for
either.
for
Just say,
prostitutes.
Stacey!
Call me, that's all they can call the
That's all they can
call the
Stacey! Okay, is it over, y'all? We just...
Oh my Lord.
We
Oh my Lord.
This is over. I'm fighting now.
They calling out the
Woo,
D's names.
that's all you
all
need
they
to
do. But D,
What?
if you have you ever been with a guy who in his previous sexual relations, he was with someone who liked that, and he accidentally called you a B, a
That has
SLUT, something.
Yeah, that did happen. It happens. It happened a couple of times. And
It'll
guess what?
happen.
It was over with. Oh, baby, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know you are sorry.
D, you stop right there in the middle of the business.
It never get that good that you're gonna be able to call me that.
Yes, but that was probably a person who had spent a lot of time cussing somebody out
Probably having sex with strippers.
while having
knows?
sex. Yes. And now here's what happens. Here's what happens sometimes. Sometimes it get too good to the person who's calling the names. And they go too far. They go too
Boy,
far
That's why I would say, baby.
and cuss her out.
Okay, these are not the views.
Listen, let me tell you what can happen. If it get too good to her,
Get
it's
too good.
cussing her. and then the woman, because at that point it's not arousing. She's not arousing. She's like, "What the hell? The hell you call me?" But
Speaking of unspeakable, y'all.
Listen, but it has gotten good to him. And for men who are not really experienced at cussing women out in the bed, they don't know where the line is drawn. They like, hell, you told me to cuss you out. I cussed you out. And she's
All the way
she's
out.
like, I feel humiliated. You went too far. Okay, I'm cussing you out. Like you asked me to cuss you out. It went too far when you asked me to cuss you out. Now you're expecting me to know the boundaries and like, ooh, what I can call you and what I can't call you.
So before we have sex, we have to have a whole discussion about it.
You got to discuss the terms.
Got to discuss the terms.
Right. Like, okay, what can you be called?
Say
That's all the D can be called. That's it.
all I can be called.
Don't call the D a bunch of other
There's
stuff.
nothing else to be called.
Okay, and so that's the people who like to be cursed out. You have the people who like to be beat, and they discuss the terms ahead of time. Like, okay, these are the utensils that we're going to use. Okay,
Utensils.
So they got the whips, then the little
They
paddles
even
and
have
everything.
they even have stuff that they punch you in. But this is me looking at, like a little needle thing that.
A needle.
Yeah,
Oh hell, D. Are you sure?
positive.
Okay, because that must be something new.
It might be something new. I seen it.
Okay, because I've never
Just
heard
when
of that.
I was the thing about just doing a little research,
Does a person start bleeding?
Yeah, they like that.
See, that's nasty. See, now we got exchange of
Well, you
real bad bodily fluids.
because we can have the good body fluids, but the blood is the bad body fluid.
You got to draw the line somewhere. Okay, you got to draw the line somewhere. And so, what those couples do is they work it out how hard they can be hit, because you can't get out of control. You swinging that saddle, bam, and you just start hazing
and
somebody.
certain places where you can hit.
That's true. Because if people get too worked up, you can end up hitting someone and miss,
killing them too.
and you miss where you hit them. This can turn into a situation. There has to be safe words. You have to discuss the rules thoroughly in advance. I'm not going over this to encourage our listeners to engage in these activities. I'm saying if you already are engaging in these activities, or you're going to be, please be safe. Please
Please
safe.
be safe.
All right. I think we're out of time. I wanted to cover sadism. It's
No.
S and M. Mr. Walker, how much time do we have? That's enough time. Let's get to sexual sadism.
Okay. The F.
F65.52. This is S&M. This is the partner. We got to do it today. Over a period of at least 6 months, recurrent and intense sexual arousal from the physical or psychological suffering of another person. See, this is the person who wants to inflict the pain. This is the person that says, please let me choke you. I need to choke the hell at you. I need
All
to
the way
choke
to your dad.
the hell at you. That's this person, as manifested by fantasies, urges, or behaviors. For those of you who haven't acted on it, but you fantasize about this, you're watching porn and they're engaging in this, you are struggling with sexual sadism disorder. A person does not have to actually be doing it now, but in order to be diagnosed with it, the individual has to have the distress behind it. So for those of you who are like, well, I haven't done it, and I just fantasize about it, and I feel fine. I don't feel bad that I'm having fantasies of choking the hell out of my wife. Well, you don't meet the criteria for the diagnosis because you're not acting on it and you're not disturbed by it. But you have to be disturbed by it if you're not acting on it. Okay?
One or the other.
One or the other. The individual has acted on these sexual urges with a non-consenting person. This is the other criteria. Or the sexual urges or fantasies cause the clinically significant distress. Now, if you are beating or choking this happens, by the way. Some people, instead of getting consent to choke their partner, they figure, okay, they're going to like this so much, I'm going to just go ahead and do it. I ain't gonna choke them to death. I know when to let go. I've been choking. I've been choking people
for a long
years.
time.
I've been choking for years, and they will go ahead and choke the person, non-consenting, the person is terrified and thinks that they're going to die. Like, you tried to kill me. And the person's like, no, I was just introducing you to
hell
something
no!
new.
Don't you didn't ask for? Did I want to get introduced?
You didn't ask. But they say, well, I didn't ask because you'd have said no. Right.
Exactly.
Because I don't want to be choked. I don't trust you like that. I don't trust you to know, oh, what shade of blue and purple I got to turn for you to let go of my neck. That's what it turns into. Okay. So, yes, that's it. Has to have acted on the sexual urges with a non-consenting person, or doing it with a consenting person, or having fantasies about it. Okay. And this does also include psychological suffering. So this is the person who is aroused by cursing you out in bed. So you got the person who's turned on by getting cussed out, and then you got the person who's turned on by doing it. And that is psychological, and you have to go back into that person's history to see, okay, where did these negative interactions, when were they grouped with sex in your history to the point that now the two go together? All right, so we've covered S and M. S and M. D,
S&M.
don't let yourself get choked. Don't let yourself
Hell
get
no.
slapped.
And ain't nobody's cussing me out.
And don't get cussed out.
We
And
covered 3 of them today.
we covered 3. Fratristic, which everybody has most likely experienced. All right, that's our show for today. Paraphilias, preference or deviancy. The last one, was it deviancy, D, or preference? The S and M, were they
Deviancy.
those two are deviancy? I would have to agree. Like,
Thank you.
they're deviancy. All right, that's our show for today. Thank you all for joining us, and remember, worry about nothing.
And pray about everything. And for me, you guys, because you know I'm on the assembly line, and I did something really
she
bad
cussed somebody
today.
out
And I
today.
cussed somebody. I was finna fight him, though.
And she was gonna fight. All right, thank you, and God bless.
Bye-bye now. Go ahead on and say it. That was a good show.
Yep.